Today we are going to look at a percentage question which would involve kind of a little bit of what we learned yesterday, which is about linear equations. And it would also require some knowledge from a few months ago when I was talking about quadratic function in Singapore math. So, a store increased the original price of a shirt by a certain percent, and then it decreased the new price by the same amount. And then in the results, the price was 84% of the original price. So by what percent was the price increased or decreased? So, the new price, the first time when it increased, we could say it's price original, and the original price we could just use 1 because it's 100% plus x. The second new price would be the first new price times 1 minus x, because they decreased that percentage by x again. And we're using multiplication for this because if we want to find what percent something is of something else, we would use multiplication for that. And so, if you remember from what we were talking about in quadratic functions, you would remember that this we could simplify it and write it into 1 squared minus x squared. By how we do that, it's because of this. Or we could do it in a simpler way, which is just with numbers, not a simpler way necessarily, but we could rewrite it so as 1 times 1 plus x minus x times 1 plus x. And how this works is that we are separating either the first or the second bracket, and we'll put it into a multiplication separately. And in this case, I separated the second bracket, and so here it's subtraction sign. And so if we do that, we would get 1 times 1 is just 1, or we could write it to 1 to the power of 2. And then plus 1x is just x. Then we would do here minus 1 and minus x squared. And if we simplify that further, we would get 1 squared minus x. 1 squared, minus x squared. And according to the question, that would be equal to 0.84. 1 squared is just 1, so x squared must equal to 1 minus 0.84, which is 0.16. So then we would know that if x squared is 0.16, x is equal to 0.4. And if we turn 0.4 into a percentage, that would be 40%, So as a result, the price was decreased at 40%, and then the price was increased by 40% and then decreased by 40%.